I forgot this one,
Completely relate to what you're feeling right now. If you ever want to talk about.
So that is indeed Moana 2, and this one, yeah, it's a really hard, to talk about the movies nowadays because there are a lot of them, and they need a lot of sequels too, especially sequels, a lot of sequels, and then majority of the time we always have that kind of feeling like, yeah, these sequels are usually bad, it's rare nowadays. Back then it was like, yeah, it's on par with the first one, or even much better, but this time nowadays it's like, it's rare to find a good one. And in this case, the Moana 2, I have to be honest here. I have to be honest. I think I enjoyed it more than I was expecting to. I didn't really come into this movie with a kind of a story like it's gonna go like this and like this and like this. Obviously, in my mind, saying that I know that they were gonna win somehow, but I didn't have a way of guessing like the story is mostly going to go like this and that. And so majority of the things came to me as much of a surprise. And I think majority of the time when you are surprised, you are hype about it, like, oh yeah, I didn't expect this. This is good. And sometimes you'll be like, I didn't expect this at all. This is terrible. They shouldn't have done this. But the majority of the time in this movie, if not all the times, I was more hype about what they were doing instead of unhappy. Now, that's not to say this movie is better than the first one. I still feel like the first one is much more superior to this one. And I think it's not only about the story. Yes, the story for the first one, I think it's unique. First of all, it's unique, and mostly if you watch it back then without seeing the first one, and the second one, I mean this one. When you compare it to other movies, it was unique at the moment, and even after this one coming out, it's still unique on its own because of its how it still holds up. But the thing that I think that drags this one movie down a little bit than the first one, for me, is the music. The music in this one is not as good as the first ones. The first movie, I could like there are two songs from that one. They're more like but they're always they're more memorable. Like if you just think about Moana, you just think about how far I'll go. Then there's that I forgot the other one. Like I have the tune, but I forgot the name of it. But it's when Moana rescues Maui, and there was a song where Maui sings and all that. That one was also very memorable. Forgot the name of it, but I think you already know which song I'm talking about. But yeah, I just want to point that out that I think that's one of the reasons why the first one is also better than this. Said the story, the songs also were just catchy. They're very catchy. Every time you watch the movie, you get the lyrics. Then sometimes you even sing along. When this one, it's more like they're trying to rehash those songs, redo them, but with the different lyrics, but almost with the same rhythm, but also kind of changed up. They tried a little bit the new ones, but none of them will stick to me. None of them were like, none of them were as good as the first one. That's what I'm trying to say. But I did like, the one from it Nola? I forgot, but the one who was trapped in there. Then the Maui one where he was trying to motivate. Yeah, but they didn't have that catchy tune. They didn't have that. And when it comes to these movies from Disney, it's not only about the story, but it's also about the music that comes with it. Because they were really good at the stories, uh, they will be on par with the Pixar. But Pixar, I think they don't really rely much on the songs. They don't rely on the songs at all. It's rare to find songs in their movies, but it's still well the story that we liked about the Pixar movies. Well, back then when they usually used to make good music, but nowadays, with the Disney, it was always the story plus the music, but the music in the story they kind of balanced it out because the story wasn't as good as Pixar, but still the music it was just catchy. Sometimes we just put on the movie so that you could just sing along to some of the songs, and yeah, that's one of the things. So yeah, music is very important to these movies. Now that I need to move out from the music part and the characters, although like when I said I did talk about the whole thing about uh, being surprised. And the other thing that kind of surprised me was adding crew members, like on the canoe. I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought it was going to be like the same adventure with Maui and Moana, but with a different story. But I think that made the movie a little bit much better because obviously it was no longer about Maui and Moana having a conflict with each other. They've come together. They're now good friends, they're best friends. Uh, so we needed the new characters, but I did love that at least upon those characters, none of them was like, or sort of on the opposite side, like always making trouble. and all that, and then later on they have motivation, speaking out and understanding each other, like why he or she was doing this and all that. I did like that, because that I think it made the store go a little bit much better. Because if they did that, then that means that person whoever's opposite to the Moana is going to make trouble, is going to work with the villain, then they're gonna realize what they did is wrong, then they're gonna rejoin Moana, then they're gonna apologize. Moana's gonna understand and all that and all that and all that. So now we need to work together and defeat the villain. They do that, the movie is over. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't go that route because, like I just said, it's very predictable, like how the movie, the moment you see the character from the beginning, like, oh, she hates Moana, you know, she's jealous or something, or he's jealous or something, and now they're on the same canoe, as one of the crew. Yeah, this is not, you just, you immediately have a story in your head about what's going to happen, and you just watch it, but you already have the conclusion, you know it, even though a majority of the time when you watch a movie, you know that a majority of the time, if 90% of the time, the characters, the main characters, our main actor, always going to come up on top, But it when you make it very simple like that, it's just like boring, It's kind of boring. Like I know how they're going to do it. So this one, I feel like that's what's something that they actually did a great job of preventing, you know. So yeah, I think I only mentioned one thing that I didn't like about this movie, and that was about the music. They were not as good as the first one, or unique like the first one already different from the first one. It's all very different music, and that's one of the things that I didn't like about this movie. The other thing that this is more of like nitpicking, like a personal preference. Like I just I just wanted more chicken. I just wanted more chicken. Like the last movie, obviously there were less character, therefore more chicken. I just wanted it kind of brings a little bit more to the story. Well, not really, but kind of funny still to watch him. And yeah, also the other character that I liked, not that I didn't like, but I liked, I was the grandpa. He was actually not against one or anything, but he was just like, now I like to stay on the land. I don't want to go on the sea, which I agree with him. I do agree with him. If I'm going on the sea, I better be on sort of like a Titanic boat so that I won't even be able to see the sea. If I want to see it, I go through the window, like I watch it on the window level, like, oh yeah, there's the sea. Yeah, not in the way like the canoe, like these guys are living. No, 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 I don't want that at all. I prefer to stay on land. I prefer to stay on land. There's a lot that we don't know about the sea, and I don't want to be the face of the victims that figure out something new but also end up dying. So yeah, I agree with him. See, not my thing. Nah, I would love to go on one for temporary, 1 or 2 days, go back home. As long as near any land, I'm fine with it. But I see now, nah, I'll never travel by sea by any means. So yeah, I like the grandpa, and Moana story keeps on going. And one thing that I never expected this movie to lead to another third movie, or the villain to actually be human. I thought it was sort of good, like different, but it seemed like from the post credit scene that guy is coming back for the third movie. Now during my reaction, I did talk about something, and thinking about this, I think I can guess where the third story is going, like how it's going to be like. And this has to do something with what I was talking about in the during the reaction, or at least near the end, where I talked about how humans are sort of predictable, like you know. And before I talk about that, I did love the reference, like the whole the Batco, the it's what you understand in 2000 years. I was like, okay, now they're talking about our era where people do that. Just when I talk about the thing that relates to that, why I'm talking about that is also like every time humans find each other. Now, especially from our history, and just right now, everything, just human history, all of it. The more we learn about each other, the more knowledge you get, the more greedy we become, the more terrible we become. The less we know, the better person we are. And sometimes, yeah, knowledge can be good, but also can be bad. Knowledge is powerful, but can be evil. So you have to kind of balance it out. If you have knowledge, you need to try to also have the kind of humanity within you. You have to be a nice person. And still have the knowledge, and always do it for the people, not for your own personality, your personal gains. And that's one of the things that I feel like the third movie is going to be like trying to link towards it to, is mostly going to be about that. So our villain actually turning to human. I feel like he's going to try to corrupt other aliens, and those aliens are gonna become greedy, trying to conquer everything, and sort of have like a Game of Thrones kind of storyline, even though I've never seen it. So yeah, I just feel like that's how the third movie is gonna go, and I'm hoping that I'm wrong, because I really don't want that to be the case, but it's most likely going to be like that. So yeah, this is just out of my mind. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't want the story to be kind of that predictable. But I feel like there's nothing else they can do that's unique and understandable other than that, considering what happened in this movie. So it's gonna be a tough one. I think the third movie is going to be a tough ride. They can even do it in a way that we're all gonna be separate. Like, I didn't expect this. Oh, this is amazing. Or like, oh, I expected this. This is horrible. I've seen this story 20 times already, and or it's going to be forgettable. So yeah, and nowadays almost all the movies that we watch are forgettable. No matter how good we say, oh, this movie is good, majority of the time when you say this is great and this is good, it's because we've watched too many terrible movies that mediocre movies are now big good great movies. That's how things are going nowadays. So I'm hoping that's not the case with the next movie, but I don't see it going good. Plus it can help that this is Disney. So that doesn't help in our case at all. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I don't really have much to say about this movie. I think I've said everything that comes to my mind. Because if I keep on talking, I keep on saying a lot of things. So I think it's time to end this video. So guys, if you like my reaction, make sure that you do leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you think about this movie. That being said, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.